Happy Sunday, subscribers, and I am down to the teenage years, so the countdown for exams, i.e. the final sprint. We've got 18 days left. Am I stressed? Meh. As I mentioned in a previous video, I'm trying to enjoy this experience as much as I can, which is all a matter of perspective. With perspective, there are things you can do to keep yourself sane. For instance, I have a very specific time in the morning that I get up, I go to the library, and then in the evening I will finish working in the library, and then at that moment in time, I know I can do whatever I want. I'm not expecting myself to work. If I do want to work because I'm really enjoying whatever I'm working on, fine. But usually that's not the case, and usually I want to do something fun. Fun typically entails like watching a movie with friends, watching Game of Thrones with friends, or it involves going for dinner, celebrating someone's birthday, or just me sitting in my room and just not doing anything, just sitting and being with myself and existing, which everyone needs to do from time to time. I found this structure of having very specific time in morning, having very specific time in evening when I stop, to be so much healthier than what I was doing before. So before, and especially as a humanities student, your degree is very unstructured. It's up to you to decide when you do work and how to work around your deadlines. Whereas if you do a science, it's far more regimented because you have specific hours in which you're meant to go to the lab, you have specific lectures that you are expected to go to, whereas for humanities, you aren't expected to go to your lectures. Well, you are expected to go to your lectures, but you don't have to go to your lectures. So basically, you have a huge amount of freedom, and you have to decide how you're going to use it. So if we take what I was doing in the winter, I was doing like 70+ hour weeks, like every single week. I would be juggling my degree, all of my extracurricular things, and also making sure that I socialise. And I was looking at my sleep app, and oh, my sleep was so low compared to what I'm getting now. And I feel so much healthier now. In fact, when I was working over the summer at Google, we had a 9 to 5 kind of day, and it was only for 5 days of the week. And this blew my mind. It blew my mind for two reasons. One was that I was only expected to work 9 to 5 every single day. I was doing far more hours than that at university. I get weekends off. Here, I don't get weekends off. It's kind of perpetual work, 8 weeks, and then stop. And then you have a bit of a break, and then you have to do it all over again after you've recovered. Of course, I kind of up the intensity because I'm kind of an intense person, but 9 to 5 is not bad. Is anyone scared of going into the real world and getting a real job? Unless you're going into banking or potentially management consultancy, hours, not so bad. Another thing regarding perspective for how to view preparing for exams, I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can because I will never be in a situation in which I will be expected to write an essay about something ever again. And looking at a question, thinking how you'd answer it, and then constructing that answer on paper in a way that's coherent and makes sense is an experience that I really enjoy going through. The process of creation is one of the things that really motivates me. I've loved creating things ever since I made my own shoes out of cardboard and then slid around my house as carpet when I was a kid. Also, that probably explains why I do this YouTube thing, because I love interacting with people and I love making things. And when I get around to editing this video, that's one of the things I'm going to make. Of course, this essay thing isn't going to stop if I do a postgrad, but I don't intend on doing a postgrad anytime in the near future. Because I kind of want to get out of this academic bubble that I've been living in for the past 20, oh no, I guess -3. So okay, fine, 18 years of my life, because I started nursery about 3. And that's when my academic journey began, when I was 3 and finger painting and learning the alphabet. The cat is a C. The fact that I know that this is going to be the end of my academic journey in like 4 weeks. Like 4 weeks I will be completely free. I'll never have to write an essay ever again if I don't want to. And the fact that there is an end in sight, and I know this is applicable to some of you guys doing your GCSEs and doing your A-levels, you get to eventually drop topics. The fact that I know that there is an end in sight is motivating me to want to learn as much about those particular topics as I can before I no longer study them. Because for me, the more I learn now, the more I'll be able to contribute to whatever team or area of the world that I get into when I leave this place. Some of you have asked, what do I want to do after I graduate? The details for which are still being figured out now, but to give you an idea, I do want to go into the real world and like get a job in some sort of business area, because as I said, I want to escape this academic bubble, because I want to broaden my awareness as to the different lives people lead. It's been true for a very long time that the reason that I do things is very much for the interaction that you get and the understanding that you get between people. And I only think you can fully understand someone if you're able to empathize more with their situation, and that in my opinion, only really comes about if you have experiences that allow you to relate to them that are far closer on the continuum of lives that you can lead. So if I follow the academic path, my position on the continuum is probably going to be further away from someone who is, say, following the path of being an engineer in a top firm. Whereas if I go into, say, corporate culture, potentially, I don't really want to, then I'll be slightly higher, say, on this continuum, and then I'll be able to relate more and have a more meaningful conversation with them and share their experiences with them in a way that I don't think would be fully possible if I just stuck along my very narrow path. Of course, this is just my opinion, like, I'm not slating academia, this is just how I view what I want to get out of life. I want to be able to understand as many different people who have followed as many different paths as possible. Another reason for me wanting to step out of this bubble is because in some capacity I want to teach in the long run. So I want to learn as much about the world as I can so that I can make as many mistakes as possible and take those pieces of wisdom I get from those mistakes and then pass them on to the next generation in whatever way I find is going to be most effective, which is probably what has motivated me creating this channel and it helping the people who are going through processes that I have already been through. So, in that vein, we shall close the video. I didn't realize this video was going to be quite profound, but if you have any questions, any comments, any queries, any requests, or whatnot, inbox me, reply in the comments below. I will be replying to those comments sometime today. I've reserved some time to just exclusively chat to you guys, so feel free to get in touch, and I will see you on Sunday. Subscribe us.